Hi Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, I'm
Hare
joining
Krishna
from the
Mataji,
phone.
Pranams
I'm
Mataji.
outside. Hi Krishna. Sorry,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So my camera won't get turned on because I'm on the phone. But we can nonetheless start.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hi Krishna. Hi Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyastam tato jyaudirayet nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamaashloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 18, verse number 6. So I'm gonna read the verse because I can't see who's raised their hands. वेदान् युगन्ते तमसा तिरस्कृतन् रसातलाद्यो नीतुरङ्गविग्रह प्रत्याददे वै कवये अभियाचते तस्मै नमस्ते अविताथहेति हेतियाय इति. Vedan, the four Vedas, Yuga Ante, at the end of the millennium, Tamasa, by the demon of ignorance personified, Tirashkritan, stolen away, Rasatalat, from the lowest planetary system, Rasatal, Yaha, who the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nri Turanga Vigraha, assuming the form of a half horse, half man, Pratyadade, returned, Vai, indeed, Kavaye, to the Supreme Poet, Lord Brahma, Abhiyachate, when he asked for them, Tasmai, unto him the form of Hayagriv, Namaha, my respectful obeisances, Te, to you, Avitat Ihitai, whose resolution never fails, iti does. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. At the end of the millennium, ignorance personified assumed the form of a demon, stole away all the Vedas, and took them down to the planet of Rasatal. The Supreme Lord, however, in his form of Hayagriv, retrieved the Vedas and returned them to Lord Brahma when he begged for them. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, whose determination never fails. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Although Vedic knowledge is imperishable, within this material world it is sometimes manifest and sometimes not. When the people of this material world become too absorbed in ignorance, the Vedic knowledge disappears. Lord Hayagriv or Lord Matsya, however, always protects the Vedic knowledge, and in due course of time, it is again distributed through the medium of Lord Brahma. Brahma is the trustworthy representative of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, when he again asked for the treasure of Vedic knowledge, the Lord fulfilled his desire. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Sapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastute. तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. नमामि विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. At the end of the millennium, ignorance personified assumed the form of a demon, stole all the Vedas, and took them down to the planet of Rasatal. The Supreme Lord, however, in his form of Hayagriv, retrieved the Vedas and returned them to Lord Brahma when he begged for them. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, whose determination never fails. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, which is called Creative Impetus, chapter 18, which is the prayers offered by the residents of Jambudvip to the Lord. And this is verse number 6. So these are the prayers offered to the hieroglyph form of the Lord uh, by the residents of different Varsha. Which Varsha is this? Which I don't know the which Varsha.
Bhadrashva.
Huh?
Bhadrashva.
Bhadrashra Varsha. Thank you. Bhadrashra Varsha. And we just finished the prayers offered by the residents of Bharatashra Varsha on Hayashirsha form of Krishna. Now, Hayagri form is in Hayagri form of Lord Krishna. What did he do? That he actually brought the Vedas back, right? Because they were stolen by the ignorance personified and taken to Rasatal. So he assumed the form of a boar and brought. No, that was Earth. Hayagriv is horse, right? Is horse?
Yeah, Mataji, horse.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
yes,
horse.
Mataji.
Yeah, so he brought the Vedas back in the horse form, assumed the horse form, brought the Vedas back from the Rasatal and brought and handed it over to Lord Brahma. Now, Prabhupada is emphasizing in the purport that the Vedic knowledge is imperishable. It's not that, like our material knowledge is perishable. Perishable, remember we discussed the word perishable and not disappearing or not ending. But word perishable, as my realization, is like very interesting. I'll state again. So, for example, if I ask you that if in general in the houses there are fruits on the table, and then every day somebody thinks that okay, today it will be offered and eaten. But then what happens after a few days to that fruit? What happens? What happens to it?
It rots.
Rotten.
It rots.
Yeah, so what happens is it perishes means that it actually loses its nutrient value. It loses its original form, right? So it actually perishes in its nutrient, in its ability to nurture and um, provide energy to the body of whoever is going to eat. So like that, if you study the word perishable, Prabhupada is writing that Vedic knowledge is imperishable, which means that it actually never loses its value. It may be available at some times and it may not be available at some time, but it doesn't lose its value. It will always add on to the value in the life of a conditioned soul, whoever tries to access that knowledge. In that way, it is imperishable. But what makes it appear and disappear? What makes it appear and disappear is that when the people in the material world become too absorbed in the ignorance. Right? When the activities in the mode of ignorance take prominence, then at that time, the Vedic knowledge, because it's a live thing, it's not something which is dead like material world, it disappears because there's no one to value. It is not going to perish anybody's life. But when the time is appropriate and when the devotees want to relish that knowledge again, then Lord comes on the prayer of the devotees and goes and brings that knowledge back from wherever it is hiding and hands it over in the hands of Lord Brahma, who actually starts the transmission again. Okay, so in our life, what is the importance? That whatever Krishna consciousness one has achieved is imperishable, is never going to lose its value. This life, another life, millions of lives. But whatever little Krishna consciousness one has done is never going to lose its value. But if we keep ourselves out of the activities of the modes of ignorance, then we actually go on relishing the the relishing and derive nourishment from the Vedic literature or Vedic knowledge in our life every day. But if somehow or other somebody loses interest, it can happen in the material world. Somebody loses interest, somebody finds it boring, somebody finds it not interesting anymore, or for some reason or the other is not doing accessing the Vedic knowledge anymore, then the Vedic knowledge will disappear. Okay, we can still have the book in the house, but we will not read it, will not access it. The problem is not in the book. The problem is that my activities have now gone into the mode of ignorance. But when the time is ripe and the prayer is right, it can come back. Krishna says that, right? What is that? Yoga Kshema Vahami Aham. What does it mean? Yoga Kshema Vahami Aham. What does it mean? Huh? Yoga Kshema Vahami Aham.
I will take care of you, your wishes.
So I preserve what you have and I provide what you lack.
Yeah, yes, mother. Correct.
So I preserve what you have and I provide what you lack. So Krishna is always going to be preserving. It's not going to be he's not going to give the activity or the service that we have offered to him. He's not going to have anyone else take note of it. He is going to reserve it in himself. See, this is such a special relationship. If I'm doing some service to anyone other than Krishna, let's say demigods, yes, they also are exalted devotees of Krishna. Yes, they also answer the prayers. But that's not for forever, because the demigods are also not for forever. They will preserve until they are there, but then it's not for forever. It's not like no matter what annihilation, creation, maintenance cycle is going on. But Krishna, if you do little service to Krishna, he preserves it in himself, so it becomes completely secure. And if there's a little desire to do little more, he actually makes that desire manifest in the physical domain. You know, in Gita Nagari, I'm in Gita Nagari right now, there is a peacock. There's so many peacocks here, but there is this one specific peacock which does not live with other peacocks. It actually lives right outside the temple hall. It doesn't go anywhere. You go to Mangal Aarti at 4:30 in the morning, it is there. You go for last Aarti at 6 in the evening, it is there. You go again in the middle of the night for yesterday we had the New Year Kirtan at midnight, it is there. So it's always sitting right outside the temple hall. It does not fight, it does not harm anybody. What it does, it just wants to have a peep of Radha Damodar. You can see it. I see it every day here. So just in such a it's a devotee, right? A devotee somehow has assumed the form of a peacock. So it's so inspiring that Krishna, you see, has attracted this living entity at this time. There's so many peacocks here. There's so many, like 50, 60, I don't even know how many, maybe 100. But only one of them is, of course, all of them are devotees because they're in the Dham. So it gives me a lot of encouragement that Krishna is never going to leave my hand, because look at this living entity in the form of a peacock and just staying aloof from everyone else and just sitting outside the temple. And peacocks usually eat snakes, insects, right? This particular peacock only eats prasadam. If we don't give it prasadam, it starves, doesn't eat. But it actually, everybody feeds him, of course. He comes to devotees and we all love him and we all, make sure he's fed every day with the prasadam of the deities. So, like that, Krishna consciousness is a very secure platform for all of us. We look for security, which is our natural inclination, because that is how Krishna has kept us very, very secure under his lotus feet, under his loving arm, under his shelter. We are insecure in the material world. We don't know what's going to happen next. When we read Krishna book and we read the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with his friends, in any circumstance, there's so many demons coming at weird hours and weird forms and weird activities. Do we ever feel that these friends are feeling insecure? Any pastime you read, did you ever get that? In fact, they entered the mouth of Aghasura when Krishna was saying, "Don't enter," and they're entering. Dhenukasura. So many asuras you can see where Krishna is going around with his friends. Do you ever get a sense when you read these pastimes that these devotees, these friends of Krishna, are now insecure because there's so many demons and dangers? Govardhan Leela. I don't know if I'm audible.
Yes, Mataji, you are very good. They
So
were
tell
not.
me. Yeah.
They were not feeling insecure, Mataji. They were
Yeah, they were.
confident that
Uh-huh.
Krishna is
Go ahead.
there. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
They knew that Krishna is there to help him and to save them.
Yeah, so they are confident in the shelter of Krishna. You see, Indra is showing his envy to Krishna, sending some Vartika cloud, flooding the whole Vrindavan Dham. It's so chilly cold. What are the Vrajvasis doing? They're having the time of their life under the Govardhan hill with Krishna. Actually, they did not want the party to end. You see, there nobody has eaten, nobody has had a drop of water. But they all are having the time of their life with the Supreme Lord. Because it is imperishable, because Krishna preserves that bhakti that the devotee has shown to him in any shape or form or manner. One doesn't have to be an exalted devotee for Krishna to preserve what we have done. He says that in Bhagavad Gita. I am not saying it. He says that patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachiti. So what is the main important element that he's asking? Is he asking that you first become a sannyasi and then give me patram pushpam phalam toyam? Is he asking that first you give up your family life and then you give me this? Or what is the main ingredient that Krishna is asking in this offering from anybody in the entire creation? What is he asking? What is the main element?
Bhakti,
It's
Mataji.
love and devotion, Mataji.
In love.
Bhakti.
So he's asking for love.
Love.
Krishna is hungry for the love of a devotee. Okay. So if we can offer Krishna something very minimum, of course, if someone is able, if Krishna has given that person the ability to give more, give more. But if not, then little bit. And Krishna becomes so indebted. Right? So indebted because it is not perishing. It is not going to lose its value. He values it so much. And we are the one who don't want to give it. And here is the Lord of the Lord who is waiting. So this year, at least make a resolution that this year I'm going to give whatever I'm going to give to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in any shape or form. I'm going to add my love in it. Krishna, I don't have anything else that I can give you because it is everything belongs to you. But what I can give you is my love. Let's make that determination and move ahead in this year, where we can be protected, where our bhakti can be protected, and if we are falling down, then we can again go back and put the right prayer, because no prayer will go unanswered. Krishna, I'm deviating. Please bring me back. I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, or corrections?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam,
Yes,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Here, Prabhupada in the purport has written that Hayagriva or Matsya, Lord Hayagriva, Lord Matsya. And in different kalpas, in one kalpa Hayagriva form was there, and in another kalpa in the form of Lord Matsya, he saved the Vedic knowledge, Mataji. Is it there?
Matsya Avatar is fish incarnation. What did he save? Mataji, give me some time. I have to go back. I can't recollect right now. It is in the summary of the chapter in the beginning. What Avatar did what. But I will read and get back to you. If anyone knows what is the answer, please feel free to answer Prafulla Mataji's query.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Actually, in Matsya Avatar, there is one strode by Jayadev Goswami in which
Yes.
he said, Pralaya Payodhi Jale Dritvanasi Vedam Vihita Vihita Charitram Akhetam. So during the time when he became this big fish, in that avatar, he saved the Vedas. That is what that strode says.
From which place? Maybe it was not Rasatal. Maybe it was somewhere else. We have to look.
This detail I do not know, Mataji, but
Yeah.
this is what I've heard. Hare Krishna.
Hey, thank you. Any other question, reflection, realizations, or corrections?